Hello, chat. You can hear me now. You'll be able to hear Mike Minotti as he speaks. We're getting set up. I got this here. I need Mike's camera when he's ready. All right, let's. I'm going to show this one about mother pheasants. A mother pheasant plucker from George here.
Sure what to do with it myself.
Yeah, I'm just going to
I
let.
was scared. I was like, I'll let Jeff worry about that.
I'm going to let everybody deal with that.
Boat Night's like, what are the big rumors? Sorry, that was last week. There are no big rumors this week.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this week it's all Pac-Milfs. Okay.
That's it.
Mike, turn on your camera.
Make me.
Wow. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, I'll be in a house soon. I'll figure out ways.
Yeah,
I'll send,
that's what I thought.
Come to your house, but all right, there you are. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, there you. Oh, you're big. Why are you so big?
Why am I so big? That's what my mom asked when I came out.
There's a lot of ways you could have gone with that, and that's the one. That was the right choice.
Yeah, I did. I wasn't gonna make a joke about my penis. Wearing my AEW shirt after Tony Khan went on a potentially cocaine-fueled rant about bots disparaging AEW.
Button. All right, I gotta help my kid with the game real quick, and then we'll get started. We're getting started in a second, everybody. Just a second.
Oh, got the 8-bit do. Very nice. That's not right. I'm missing here. There it is. I mean, they could have Cody Rhodes as DLC to WWE 2K22, sure. No sound on the flute again. Gosh darn it. We're fixing this right now. Can't stand. There. Okay, how about now? How about now? No, still nothing. Wow. Wow. Still flute. I have to like really... Don't automatically... Huh. Well, I don't know. Why does it do that sometimes? Yeah, I didn't plug the flute in. Well, you guys just have to trust me that it was beautiful. You would have blown you away. Let's see if this works. No, I don't think that's doing anything. I don't think that's any better. Look, I don't know the lyrics to Chandelier. So that's not going to work either. Oh, is it noise suppression on? There we go. Yeah, no noise suppression. Crisp. There, that should help. I think that did it. Yeah, it's crisp. What the hell is crisp? I don't want no noise suppression crisp. There's no one in this house but me and Penny. We don't need your help. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah. What? I don't know what comes next, but there's Monkey Island. Only some of it is coming through. Gosh, goddamn, nothing. Anyways, I'll put that back on. Put the noise suppression back on for now, I guess.
What is causing it to not work?
It's that there's this noise suppression powered by Crisp and then other things. I don't know.
We gotta turn that off because that makes you sound worse.
Okay, well, good. I want to do that anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll turn that. I think. Okay, I'm gonna turn that off, and I lowered the thing. I think. Okay, now I think it'll come in super clear. Let's hear. Let's hear.
We got him.
Oh, there we go.
We
Now
got
it's
him.
all- Now it's all in there.
All right. That's where you should be. That's perfect.
Okay, good. There we go. Yeah. Fuck you, Discord. You can't keep me down.
Okay, Mike. I think I'm ready. I should probably just check.
What's your shirt say? Just
It
work
says
out.
just walk out. It says you can leave, work, social thing, movies, home, class, dentist, too fancy store. If it sucks, hit the bricks.
Oh my god. That's the most Jeff Grubb shirt I've ever seen. Wow. Where did you even get that?
The Share Zone on Twitter. The Share Zone is a skeleton who shares memes. So I got it from a skeleton.
Hey, well, good for you, Jeff.
Hey, you asked.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, that's true. I did ask that.
All right. Yes, I got it from the Share Zone. Yes, exactly. Okay, let's see. I needed the rundown here. There's chat. What else do I usually do? I got to have the questions.
I gotta get Stream Elements open, and then I have to
Tweet.
what else? Tweet. Yes, that's it.
Mike, we sold 52 shirts, I think.
Man, that's way more than we should have. Thank you, everybody. I have to design a new shirt.
Hmm. Okay. I got the form. Let's see questions. Now I got.
I'm telling you,
responses.
t-shirt companies. That's what all wrestling is, and that's how they make their money.
That's right.
We're a t-shirt company now.
Okay. I think. Wait, did I test it? Could you hear this audio?
Yes, I can hear that audio.
And they can hear it too. So I just need to tweet, and then we're good. Starting soon, everybody. Let's see.
Yeah, mugs and stickers. All the good stuff.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Mike, you ready?
I am ready.
5, 4, 3. It's the internet. You're busy. Let's do this. Welcome to the GamesBeat Decides podcast. This is the podcast where we decide everything about the world of games so you don't have to think for yourself. I'm your host, Jeff Grubb, and with me is
Mike Minotti.
In this episode, we have news and games. We have some other stuff to talk about. But Mike, I wanted to know, could you tell that I almost didn't come in on time at the beginning of this episode?
Yeah, it was getting pretty late. The title of the show was still the title from last week's show. That was a bad sign. So the worst sign is when you don't even have the scheduled video up. That's when I'm like, oh, he doesn't know what day of the week it is.
Hey,
That's when I'm really worried.
I knew it was Friday, although yesterday definitely felt a lot like a Friday to me. Those Thursdays are starting to feel like Fridays to me because of my week is like, okay, I got to get to Grubb Snacks, and Grubb Snacks is like this big important thing, and then I just got to deal with Mike Minotti after that.
So that's the big
very low on
thing.
the totem pole in terms of importance, and then so it's like it's basically the weekend anyhow. And then Friday comes, and I'm like, oh, I still got to work.
Jeff, if it was so big and important, how come you're not a part of Giant Bomb, huh?
I don't. That's
just say it. If it's
Wow.
so
Hey, I
big
don't
and
know.
important, how come you're just a bit player?
I had to buy
in
my
their
own
little
hoodie.
troop,
I did have to pay for it myself. That's a good point. Oh no, existential crisis.
Yeah,
you know what?
yeah, so big
Screw
and
them.
important.
We don't need them. We got our own shirts now. Mike,
That's right.
people can go to our store. Actually, if you look at the video right now, you should be able to look underneath the video. If you're watching on YouTube and if you're listening on the podcast version, there should be a link to the store. We have shirts now that you could buy. It's our summer game mess shirt. We have shirt you could buy. Well, you could buy as many of them as you want, if I'm being honest. We just hit over I set a 50 shirt threshold as like our goal Tuesday, and we're already there, like 52. So it's very exciting.
I'm gonna design a new shirt that's gonna blow shirt one out of the water. You're gonna regret
it might
never
be.
buying
It might even
shirt
be a good shirt.
People may not like that about it, actually.
It's against our brand, honestly. But it's there. Our store's up and running now, so keep an eye on that stuff if you want to get more Game Mess merch. We'll be having stuff going. I guess if you're just listening and you don't know what I'm talking about, the shirt is it's a play on that meme of the guy doing the peace sign in front of the gravestone. Only the gravestone, it says E3. Yes, it says "Here lies Electronic Entertainment Expo," and then Mike's head is poking in like the guy in the meme. It's very good. So yeah, check that out. Also, the memberships are now open on the YouTube channel. So if you've heard me talk about like, oh, join the Patreon or subscribe to my Twitch channel, and you can get into the secret channels inside the Discord. Well, now you could do that by joining the membership thing on YouTube. There's a join button. You hit that. You click the money. There's 3 tiers. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do my best to keep to those tiers. If you get the high tier, it's like, yeah, you can like, I'll follow you on social media, I guess. I think that's one of the things that's suggested. So
I won't do that, but Jeff will.
Jeff will. Yeah, so like,
yeah,
check
do
that
it.
out.
You know, I was just thinking, you know, we have great fans. They're amazing. We could use some new blood, though.
Yeah, let's get some YouTube, like, and we got YouTube versus like the Patreon and versus the Twitch members, and like pit them against each other. It's a great idea,
make
Mike.
Fight for our love.
Exactly, just like I do with my children. It's
Look,
basically
Kyle
the same
just
idea.
joined the Lincoln tier. Thanks, Kyle.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Good looking out. Also, I'm contributing to a book. It's called A Handheld History.
Whoa!
It's a 252-page hardcover book about the history of handheld devices. I'm going to be writing something up in there. It just went up for like pre-order, which is going to help fund the whole project.
Cool.
They've raised a good amount of money so far, but every little bit helps. It looks beautiful. There's some great artists contributing to the project. It really does look fantastic. It ships August of 2022. I'm looking forward to writing my piece for it, which I've not written yet. I should probably just do that.
What's your piece going to be about?
I think I'm going to actually end up writing about the Steam Deck. So the modern history of handhelds.
Wow,
yeah.
Cool.
But it's
did they need anybody to write a chapter about the game.com?
I don't know. I'll ask. You know, they got a whole bunch of people. If they don't already, you actually should just write about that. I will put a link to that in the thing right now. Okay, yeah, we got God Rizla joining the Lincoln channel, or the Lincoln tier, Rigo Ramiro. This is fantastic. Great job joining the channel, guys. And there's the link to the book. Be sure to check that out. And if you want, pre-order it, and that guarantees you your shipment in August. So I'm really looking forward to everyone getting their hands on that. Okay, but beyond that, how are you doing, Mike?
I'm good. God, Twitter was exhausting this week. That was kind of my big takeaway from it. Everyone was doing this thing. So like, what are your cancelable takes? I saw somebody tweet just a bit ago. I forget who it was. It was great. Like, are we done with the cancel tweets, or do I need to spend more time reading about how my favorite video game actually ruined somebody's life? I was like, yes, that was exactly the energy all week.
I definitely had tuned that stuff out almost immediately after the first one. I'm like, oh, this is turning into like a trend. Yeah, I'm just gonna completely tune these things out.
I just want everyone to know that it turns out that your bad takes are in fact bad.
And you should be canceled. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. Thanks everybody for joining us. You get more from Mike and me at GamesBeat.com. Something to share with us? Email the podcast, games+podcast@venturebeat.com. Thank you to Carlos Zain, who was Insane in the Rain Music on YouTube, for the use of our theme song. If you're listening on the website player widget, subscribe to the audio version of the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and more. If you like the show, rate us wherever you're listening. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, that's great. Or if you're watching live on YouTube or watching later, hit that thumbs up button. It really helps people find the show. It's one of the biggest things to like move the needle on that. Join the Discord. It is free. The link is in the description. It's discord.gg/gamemess. Thank you to our mods. And then, of course, if you want to get into the secret channels inside the Discord, you have plenty of options now. Patreon.com/gamemess is still a key one. But if you do join through YouTube, you'll get into that stuff as well. Also, you'll get the monthly... each month I do a Q&A in the Discord on a stage where we just sit down for an hour. And I think the next one's scheduled for April 24th. I think that's a Sunday. So you could join us for that. But also, me, Mike, and usually a guest do a game of Jeopardy where Mike has turned into a complete dominant villain where he's won both games so far. And so if you want to see if he's gonna get dethroned as I bring in a ringer.
Let's see this ringer. Let's see him.
I'm gonna keep it surprised because it could be a number of people right now. I think I have a good idea who I want it to be though. And yeah, you get to watch that before anyone else. It goes up at least a month before the previous one. So before I actually put it live for everybody else. So if you want to keep up on what's happening there, that's a great way to do that. And we'll have more bonus content as we get further into this stuff. Okay, that does it. Let's get into the news, Mike. What do you say?
Thank you, Hip Hopkins, for joining that Lincoln tier.
Thank you so much. All right. I don't know.
Oh, thanks for the super chat so far, guys. We will get to those. If you guys want to send a
yes.
super chat, they will all be read at some point during the show. In fact, we missed 2 from last week that I'm just now remembering.
It should be like they should still be on Stream Elements, right? They're just right there at the top.
Yeah.
Okay,
We'll get there. Don't worry. Well,
all right, great.
We have to go past the Nintendogs ones, but I'll find them.
Okay, wonderful. All right, let's see here. The news this week, I don't know. It was like it's scattershot. There's some stuff that happened, but like I don't know. I'm just gonna start here. There was
it started so big with Monkey Island on Monday that it was all downhill from there.
That's true, and we did talk about that pretty extensively on Nintendogs. But I mean, you've been playing those games. You're ready for another one, I bet, at this point, right?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Yeah, I was. Yeah, there's no way there will be more exciting news the rest of this year for me, really. Right. It's like Switch 2 got announced or something, honestly. I love Monkey Island a lot. I immediately started streaming that night, Monkey Island 1. I'm making my way through the series. I think we'll beat Monkey Island 2 today. Those games are just they're so fun. They're so comforting. They're such a vibe. I love everything about them. Especially those first 3, just having a great time. And I just cannot wait to see what Monkey Island 5 looks like with all these original people coming back. It's going to be great.
You know,
Kyle Martin, thank you for upgrading your tier. Thank you.
Thank you. This reminds me, tonight we're going to be playing Mario Party, but then you're going to be playing Monkey Island after that, right? That's your plan?
Either before or after, because I mean, you're streaming like all night.
Right, so I'm gonna be doing, so as part of the, I am moving, we bought a house, it's getting very close to closing. I told my wife that I'm going to do a little bit more to make a little bit more money to help pay for the move, because that was a big bill that we weren't anticipating. So to help us out, I told her I would do a subathon where I'm going to make some content. We'll go out, we'll go live all night tonight. So I'm going to start with Super Mario Party. I think I'm going to play Stranger of Paradise. That's one of the games I want to play. I want to play Captain Rainbow for the Wii. Apparently there's an English translation of that. But I might play some Monkey Island as well. So those are the games I'm aiming to play. But I'll be going all night. It's gonna be 12 hours into tomorrow morning. So anyone wants to show up for that, that'd be great. That's all I'm asking for, really, from everybody, is to show up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to stream during your big subathon and steal all of your viewers. So.
Yeah, well, how dare you? So that'd be great. And then yes, we might finish by watching Dragon Ball Evolution.
We'll of course, because why not?
Why not? Why the hell not? Okay, Mario Tennis is coming into Nintendo Switch Online on April 15th. I'm excited.
Right? It's golf.
It is golf. It is golf.
Yeah, okay,
you're right.
Just making sure.
Yeah, canoe ball. You know what? Honestly, maybe that's the word for tennis in his language. You don't know. All right, yeah, golfer. Golf is the word for golf. I love Mario Golf on Nintendo 64. It's not my favorite Mario Golf, but it's up there. It's a good one.
I'm not even sure if I've ever even played that version, and I don't know. I'll tell you what. If I'm going to play Mario Golf, which exists on every single Nintendo platform, I don't know if I'm going to go back to the Nintendo 64 version of it.
Yeah, it's Jeff's wife's to get back in the content mines. I think you're right. I don't know. I like that game. I've played it. I did play it at the time. I always like Mario Golf. I don't know, but I don't blame you for being like, this is not going to be the one I go back to. But also, there's something about it where it's just like, it's the simplicity of the original golf games are still very good.
Big surprise! I like the GameCube one better, but also the Game Boy Advance one, which I have and can play on my analog pocket. If I'm going to play Mario Golf, that's what I would probably play.
Did you ever play the Game Boy Color one? Because that was the first RPG one.
Yeah, but the Game Boy Advance one was better.
Okay.
No, I don't think I played the Game Boy Color one as much.
Yeah, it's a very good game too, though.
3DS one was actually also very good. So play that.
The 3DS game, absolutely. It didn't have the RPG stuff, but still very good.
It was the best of the non-RPG ones.
Right. Let's see. Halo. There was a Halo blog post about the changes coming in Season 2. There's an announcement trailer coming May 3rd. Mike, did you look into this? Because I heard about this last night and we were playing it and I didn't look too closely. I guess
I think I know the Mangler is getting nerfed. That's right. I think that's one of the big things happening there. Otherwise, not super sure. I'm just excited for anything to change. Because we were playing Halo last night for the first time in a bit, and it was a lot of fun. But we really do just need a bit of an excuse to, have that new season start. Have everybody get excited about it again, because we've been critical of the slow content drip there, but I'm playing that game, I'm just like, man, this game is fun.
Yes,
it's just so good at its core that it is going to be completely fine
in the long run, right?
When it comes back, boat night. So the Mangler is very good mostly for people who are good at the game, because if you get 2 headshots with it, or like a headshot and a melee, it just destroys people. So in the lower tiers, it didn't matter very much, but the pros were the ones who really were pushing for that nerf
Yeah, and I was like, I hope the nerf is still like keeps it so it still feels the same for us. Like I probably not.
Maybe not.
Probably not.
I mean,
though.
it is a sidearm. Like maybe it shouldn't. Like right now, it's like I pick it up every time I see it weapon. And maybe it won't be that anymore, and that's
fair.
okay.
Yeah, I guess that's okay. Boat Nice says, wow, calling me low tier.
I mean, you kind of called yourself that.
Okay, so I mean, we knew that the updates were coming. It still feels like it's taken forever. Hopefully this is like the beginning of a deluge, and then after this, people can stop being so worried about it. I get it, but you're right. We were playing last night, and I'm just like, oh man, I like playing Halo because playing Halo is fun, and that's about as much as I think about it when I'm playing it. When you're not playing it, that is when it's so easy to get in all this stuff about like, well, they're not giving me reasons to go back, and it's fun. That's a good reason to go back, but you don't think about that. Yeah.
We've been good ever since Modern Warfare, right? We've been kind of trained away from that. I've been like, where's my progression?
That's the context we're judging it in, and I think that's completely fair to judge it in that context. Epic and Microsoft raised a total of $144 million for Ukraine as part of their giving all their proceeds for Fallout. I was going to call it Fallout for Fortnite, including the cut that Microsoft was going to get. Two Ukrainian charities as part of helping people who are affected by the war.
Yeah, that's pretty. I wonder if that has to make them like one of the single biggest contributors. Like,
I think
right?
so,
especially outside of like governments.
Yes, I think so. I think it's in terms of like a private entity contributing to the humanitarian crisis. It's definitely one of the biggest contributors, and like this is like I think it's a really good use of the power of video games and such a big brand and like the way that people are spending in games. It's like, hey, if you want to encourage people to come play your game and at the same time do something that feels right, this is it. Yeah, this makes sense.
First off, Major Blazer, thank you for joining that.
Thank you, Major Blazer.
Second off, also just assign just how much money Fortnite makes.
Yeah, because this is like what, 2 weeks worth or something like that.
Right.
That's a lot of money, and it's not even from all the platforms. Yeah.
I'm still not over like Epic Games is like that. Like 1 year at E3, they hired us actually to like help them hand out their little cardboard awards while they're trying to get people excited about Paragon. Then the next year, they're the biggest video game company.
Yeah,
in the world,
right. It's
that all the time.
Pretty wild how things could just change so fast. God, I mean, remember we talk about every couple of months, but that first time they showed Fortnite and it was some weird Cliffy B Minecraft looking thing that we're like, everyone's like, what is this? And then years went by, we never heard about it, and then it came out and no one cared, and then they were like, let's just do PUBG, and that was that. And now here we are.
By the way, Cliffy B was very early and fast on the slap was a big conspiracy thing. Yeah. And I'm only saying that because I'm still petty about him telling me to eat shit or something that one time.
He told you to specifically eat a dick, I believe.
Eat a dick was what it was. That's right. So it was also kind of homophobic.
Yes. All right. Rogue Legacy 2 is launching April 28th on Xbox and PC. It's in early access on Steam right now. Are you excited to get back into Rogue Legacy?
Yes, I loved Rogue Legacy 1. Now, Rogue Legacy 1 is also one of the first rogue lights I ever played, right? And we have seen other games really take that concept, like Hades and like, why can't I remember, the Dead Cells, take that really far. So I guess I'm curious to see how Rogue Legacy 2 is going to stack up, but I am excited. I'm hopeful.
Yes, I have never really played Rogue Legacy. I'm not going to skip to Rogue Legacy 2. I'm just actually going to boot up Rogue Legacy 1 and finally play it. I know a lot of people who truly love that game.
Right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I could probably spend $5 and get it in 5 places and like just have it everywhere.
Yeah. The Castlevania vibes are very strong in Rogue Legacy 1. It wears that on its sleeve immensely, and it's super fun.
I think it looks more like Mega Man X. Activision announced they converted 1,100 QA employees from contract to full-time with a starting salary of $20 an hour, but only for employees who are not part of the union. I think there was like a lot of confusion here. Something about that, like those union employees were like already full-time or something like that. I don't, it was like there was... there's a potential here that they aren't going to treat those employees the same. They're like, oh, if you're not part of the union, you're going to get all these benefits. But the reality is they would not be doing this if there was not any pressure coming from a union. Like that is how it worked. I remember when I worked at FedEx in the early 2000s, FedEx did not have a union. They treated us very good there because right over at UPS was union. And it's like they were doing everything they could to keep it away. And the fact that there was a union threat and another company that could have spread to FedEx made them treat us better. So just the threat of a union is very powerful stuff. So But yeah, this is overall. It does seem like the trend is to treat employees, even at the bottom of your infrastructure, better than you have before. Which yes. I do wonder if like there's any part of this. It's like Activision trying to make sure it looks as good as possible so that it can like get past Elizabeth Warren and get the deal going with Microsoft and like finalize that stuff. But also, it's probably just like the right thing to do, and hopefully that's why they're doing it.
Right. I mean, sure, there's always ulterior motives, but there's always ulterior motives in a lot of things, Jeff.
Everything.
So ultimately, just, yeah, you know what? At least it's done. At least things are improving for people.
Let's see. We talked about Monkey Island. Mikey very happy.
Mikey very happy about Monkey
It looks
Island.
good too, because they were showing it like they're like the whole vibe they're bringing back is like okay, it's very good.
They got the guy who was like he was in charge of the art for Media Molecule for a while, so he worked on like Tearaway and stuff, right? So it's not gonna be like one of those. It's not like the Telltale game, which was just the 3D graphics that look okay, or you know what have you. This is gonna be this kind of neat 2D art style. Oof. Now, like I would be happiest if they literally just made it like a Mega Man 9 thing and it just looked like Monkey Island 1 and 2 with the pixels. That would be really great. But whatever, I'll take it. Give me my return to Monkey Island.
Okay, let's see. Wargaming is the makers of World of Tanks, and they are based in Russia and Belarus, and they are going to be moving out of Russia and Belarus, and very specifically closing their studio in Minsk, which is in Belarus. So I think they recognize that this is like the sanctions that have been affecting them almost certainly aren't going to suddenly go away anytime soon, and for their long-term viability of their business, they need to move. And also moving gives you a chance to move to places where talent is like plentiful and stuff like that. So they'll have the chance to do that. But this makes sense in terms of like if you're in that situation, this is kind of the only option you really have to your disposal.
Yeah, it's just going to be interesting to see the impact on the Russian game development scene because of all this for a while to come. Do you have a kid choking on something over there, by the way?
No, she's got a cold. It just sounds like that. She's coughing, and she's getting better, and then she's getting worse. It's terrible. I just feel bad for her. And now that other one's yelling at me. Great. Let's see. There's going to be a Nier event in PUBG, which just makes so much sense to me, Mike.
Yeah, those two go together really well. I'll tell you, you know what? Square Enix sure is happy about Nier becoming a hit because they sure could use another franchise. Nier Automata has showed up in everything.
Everything, yeah.
Everything. It's funny. It's not very often. It's not very often that a new character comes along that actually seems to stick in gamer consciousness like 2B has, right? And they haven't been shy about just throwing 2B everywhere. Now, I don't. This might be a Nier replicant crossover from sure all I know, but I have a feeling that you can dress your character up like 2B.
Almost certainly, yes. You probably could have done that
like
before.
A2, who is trash, but 2B's good.
Yeah, I think I think you're right. Square Enix is just like, hey, if you want, anybody want this, like it's for sale. Like we'll rent this out to you if you want. So yeah, it's kind of wild to see it in something like PUBG, but whatever. PUBG never quite works like in the way Fortnite does, where like Fortnite is definitely the Mighty Mugs and what is the not the Beanie Babies, what's the thing, the collectibles that everybody has on their shelves at like comic book conventions. Funko Pops, yes. Fortnite's like the Funko Pops of video games, where like you could just slot anything in there.
I saw a Tron Funko Pop for you.
Huh? Okay.
You like him? Look at his beady little eyes.
I feel like my respect for you just is at a good level. I
Don't
swear.
worry, Donald and Goofy are over there also.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Cool. You're great then. Yeah. Fortnite is like the Funko Pop. Like it just could be plastic, a mold. You just put the thing into it and it's gonna work. PUBG, like seeing 2B in PUBG is like, I'm actually lost. What's happening right now? Okay.
Yeah. How do you feel that they're ruining your favorite game with disgusting waifus?
Yeah, I know, right? I'm gonna go complain. I'll go start a change.org petition.
You got that achievement for staring at 2B's butt immediately without knowing it was an achievement, didn't you?
Moving on, no more. I did play that game. I think I probably did get that achievement. No more Ghost Recon Breakpoint updates going forward. And what does this mean for my NFTs, Mike?
Oh no, your NFTs might be worthless. Shocking.
Those NFTs were always the most absurd thing because it was like just serial numbers on guns, and it's like, who the fuck has ever looked at a serial number on a gun in a video game ever, or in real life? Like no one looks at, like, that's like the least important thing of a gun on a gun, I would suppose. But Ghost Recon got those NFTs as a way to we're gonna test this stuff out. We're Ubisoft and we're willing to do stupid shit because we're Ubisoft. And they're like, this is gonna be the thing that's gonna kind of keep Ghost Recon Breakpoint going forward. No more updates.
I mean, was that what it was? Or was always just, well, that game's practically dead anyway, so if we're going to do this experiment, we'll do it on that one, I guess.
Yeah, that land has already been salted, and so it's not going to hurt if we salt the earth a little bit more. Okay, that's probably what it was. But it does not seem like it did much, and now that game is going bye-bye. It seems like there is a new Ghost Recon game in the works, coming soon, probably next year. So that's not a big surprise.
Yeah, we'll see how that one does. Man, I haven't played a Ghost Recon game since I think the 360 was the one that everybody liked, Graw.
Yeah,
I called it Graw.
I played some of these Ghost Recon games, but not for 10 hours, and they're fine. But I don't need them to be my ongoing game.
Yeah. I remember I
gotta go deal with the kid real quick.
Okay, weren't the original Ghost Recons on the original Xbox super tactical games? I assume they're just open world third person shooters now, right? Yeah, that sounds right.
All right, I'm back.
I'm not done though.
Beautiful.
Oops, a little squeaky there.
Well, we got the tin whistle working again, so this show's back on track, everybody.
There we go.
All right, so let's see. Crystal Dynamics is going to be working on a new Tomb Raider game in Unreal Engine 5. Do you think this is something that happens within the next 3 or 4 years, or is this another one that just got announced and now we have to wait till 2028 before we actually get anything?
So I'm all of the programming, level designing developers there are working on Perfect Dark right now, probably, right? And all of their pre-production people are probably working on this Tomb Raider game right now.
That makes some sense. Yeah.
So I would say maybe 4 years at least.
Yeah, and right? I suppose you're going for Perfect Dark to this, and you would hope that in that meantime, there's probably some Unreal Engine experts that you hire or you have on your team and let them sort of get familiar with the new tools in the meantime. And then maybe by the time you're ready to really start things in earnest, that stuff goes quickly because Unreal Engine 5 is so good or something. But even in that case, I would imagine it's probably going to take quite some time to get a real game out of this. A lot of games move into Unreal Engine 5. How do you feel about that?
I don't care. That's fine.
Yep,
I don't know. Some people get really worked up about engines, Jeff. The only engine I ever really got worked up about a bit was Frostbite, just because developers did complain about it, and you could see how it wasn't good engine sometimes. I could tell, which is a bad sign. But a lot of the other times, I think that stuff's really overblown.
Yes, I agree. Let's see. Ubisoft announced Rainbow Six Mobile, which is basically just Rainbow Six Siege repurposed for mobile, sort of like Call of Duty Mobile. I don't tend to play shooters on my phone. Every once in a while, I'll feel I have nothing else going on. I have my phone here. I want to play a game. Maybe I should download Call of Duty Mobile. And then I get the app, and then it's okay, now we're going to download 3 gigabytes worth of stuff. And I'm never mind. I'm not actually going to do this.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know. It makes sense, right? This is the kind of thing where it's that Call of Duty Mobile is making a lot of money. Why wouldn't you do this?
Right. Everybody with a major shooting franchise, Apex Legends went mobile or is going mobile. I can't remember, but yeah, they're all going to do that.
Yep.
There will be an Overwatch mobile something or another someday.
Let's see. THQ Nordic announced their upcoming showcase. I guess it's upcoming. Mike, this is happening in August 12th, 2022, which just feels pretty far away. It feels very far away.
Does.
That's a whole entire quarter away. I get announcing stuff maybe a month ahead of time, but 3 months seems very long.
Jeff,
I don't get it.
It's THQ Nordic, man. We just need time to make sure our schedules are
that's right. Okay.
Clear.
Yes, go talk to your boss right now. Take the week vacation. That's right. You're absolutely right. This is they know people are so
excited. They might announce another Destroy All Humans remake.
Yeah,
that'll be exciting.
They're doing it for the world economy, so the people's economies can brace for the impact of people not working during the event.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fair. Remedy announced they are working on a remake for Max Payne 1 and 2 for Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC. That is a very busy studio. They're doing this in collaboration with Rockstar. What are your hopes for these games?
Man, I don't know. I'm curious because they use the word remake, right? So, even for the Grand Theft Auto trilogy thing, those were always called remasters,
Right.
and those went poorly. So remake has certain expectations to it. So I guess that's what I'm wondering here is, what am I expecting? Am I expecting something that looks like a modern AAA game? Am I expecting just like, new textures and new character models put on the old Max Payne 1 engine? Kind of hard to imagine that. Nobody releases shooters that kind of nobody really makes new third person shooters that feel like that pre Resident Evil 4 style, or even really pre Gears of War style anymore, huh?
No.
So yeah, I'm just curious. Honestly, Jeff, it makes me kind of want to go and just play the original Max Payne 1 again.
Yeah, I kind of want to. I'm in the similar boat where I'm just like, oh yeah, I want to go back and like see how I feel about those games now.
It's also weird because Max Payne 3 like didn't sell very well, right? Like that was
right, but it was also pretty good from when
it was good.
Yeah.
But I remember it was like a sales disappointment.
I think we were past it by the time they got around to it. It felt like so.
Yeah, it took a little too long.
But yeah, like as Rachel points out in chat, as far as we know, Rockstar's just footing the bill. But that's almost that's part of the problem, right? Because like they paid a studio to do the Grand Theft Auto remasters, and they obviously didn't pay enough to like make sure that work was done right. And that's what I'd be worried about here as well. But I don't know. These are Remedy's games, so the hope would be like. And they're remaking it in the Northlight engine. I think it's Northlight is what it's called. So it's like that means they are modernizing it in some key ways. Engine. Right. Yeah. Basically what they make control in.
Controls very well. So I hopeful. I want to see it. I want to see what it looks like.
Steven says everyone remaking everything except the Legacy of Kain.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just too late now for Legacy of Kain. We've moved so far past it. I mean, you never say never in video games, but it's like what we're talking about with Max Payne, right? By the time they made it, Max Payne 3, a lot of those people kind of moved on. And it was like, there's a lot of younger people like, I'm not going to play Max Payne 3. Maybe calling it Max Payne 3 was an issue.
According to Jeff Grubb on Grubb Snacks, the next Need for Speed is coming only to like basically the new gen systems, and it's coming in November. There was also something he said about it maybe taking place in Miami, and since then he has found out that's not the case. It's not Miami, but
okay.
That's why I told people do not go run that headline, and thankfully no one did. Everyone actually listened to me this time. So
yay.
I do know where it's taking place. I can't say, and I'm not gonna.
Tell me.
I will. Okay, I'll tell you later. I mean,
now.
I don't know why. Like, do you care? Do you care?
Now I do.
All right. Well, now you have to play it and you have to review it. So then, just because so I'm gonna tell you. No. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Everyone can guess from your reaction. Let me see. How do I talk to you?
Cleveland. This is the big one. I knew it. I haven't played a Need for Speed game. I want to play the Need for Speed for the freaking 3DO, the original.
I did play that game on a 3DO back then. It was fun.
I just love that I just love that there's a major game franchise that's still going that started on the 3DO.
All right, Mike, I've told you in Slack.
I saw.
Okay, and that's his reaction, everybody.
I had no reaction, so that should maybe tell you something. Yeah.
All right, and then Bandai Namco replaced the name from Ms Pac-Man to Ms Pac Mom over the ongoing rights dispute with I think who owns it? Who's the other company?
Midway was originally. Yeah, I saw there was one of the GDCs I went to, and I don't like GDC. But one thing I do like is a lot of the postmortems they do for old video games, and there was one on Ms Pac-Man that I saw that was very interesting. And that's a very interesting story about basically like some college guys who made their own Pac-Man mod,
right?
Turned into Ms Pac-Man, kind of without Bandai Namco.
That's at first. Right.
So the whole rights issues there are pretty complicated. Although you would think by now, and considering how often Ms Pac-Man has been in Pac-Man stuff forever, that stuff would have been sorted out, but apparently not.
Huh? Yeah. So no, there's going to be a Pac. We named the podcast Pac-Milf. So
to be clear, Jeff is not above that.
Yes, and I almost read it like as you wrote it, Knuble, to Ms Pac-Milf, but yeah, I don't know. Listen,
I feel like it's not cool of them to define Pac-Man by her status as a mom. Pac-Man is more than that.
Yeah, could it just be like Pac-Woman? I mean, it's Pac-Man. Pac-Woman's available. Pac-Person. They should just call it Pac-Person. Here's my issue. It's all those bowling gifs, Mike. Have you seen these bowling gifs on Twitter?
Bowling gifs?
Yeah, so you haven't. You haven't been sullied.
No.
Basically, it's a bowling ball, and then halfway down, it turns into a giant penis, and it has sex with the bowling pins. and it's all over
What does
Twitter.
this have to do with anything?
Well, they're circles. You see, kind of like a bowling ball, and so and now we're talking about their genders, and it's like
What the hell's wrong with you?
I've seen the bowling ball gifts. That's what's wrong with me. That's what's wrong with me, Mike. And you know what?
What the hell?
I kind of like them. That's what's really wrong with me. Now I'm afraid of like what this says about me. So
I still don't understand what this has to do with Pac-Man. They're both circles.
they're yeah. They kind of look like bowling balls. What do you mean?
You're an awful person.
Once you see these things, you'll completely understand. I'll make sure.
I will never see these
I will
things.
make sure you see
I'm
them.
just gonna tell them where the next Need for Speed's taking place.
Yeah, the problem is we're coworkers, so I can't make sure you see them. But
Yeah,
One day.
I'm gonna get HR involved.
all right,
Just sending me bowling porn again.
okay. Let's move on. That does it for the news. Mike, did we get any super chats to help get us off this topic?
We did, but we are going to take a small break first because Mikey has taken in a lot of fluids.
All right, so everybody will be back right after this.
Put my headphones on so I can hear you.
Oh no. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I can't believe he hasn't seen the bowling ball gifts. Could you guys believe this guy? I mean, jeez. I would show them, but we would get kicked off of YouTube. They're so explicit, Mike. I feel like you're not understanding. I feel like you don't quite get what's happening.
I'm trying to pee.
Yes, this is payback for the Honey Pop butthole incident. That's right. That butthole was very weirdly placed, though. He was right to bring it up. Jeff, when are we partying tonight? Yeah, it's time to start. Why don't we just let Mikey start playing a little bit of Secret Island or the Secret Monkey Island 2, whatever it is. Monkey Island 2, LeChuck's Revenge, and then when he gets done with that, guys, he's wrapping up. We will sort of ramp up and we'll just go. It'll probably be, I don't know what, like 10 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock my time. I guess the earlier the better. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so then I think I'm probably gonna start around actually around 8ish my time. So Kanuba says he loves this podcast. This is how we should do it every week. Mike just from the bathroom and across from his house.
I would like that.
That's when HR would have to get involved. I have been to Canada. Yes, I have. Yes. One time I had to go pick up my wife who was flying in from France to Toronto, and I forgot I think I probably told the story about how I forgot my thing before my passport, so I had to go back home, and so I was harried and razzled and frazzled, and I was going across the border crossing. This is it's like 10 years after 9/11 or whatever, but they were just like, look at this guy. We are totally going to basically completely search his car. He 100% has drugs. And I definitely didn't have drugs, but they were like, you definitely do. And they're like, why you acted so weird? I'm like, I'm tired. I just did this drive twice back to back. Like, give me a break. But they were certain I had drugs, and I didn't. Eventually, they let me go. Tom Henderson says, listening to Mike's thunderous piss makes life so much better.
I
don't know if I
mute myself before I do these things, but I don't.
All right, let's get back to the show.
I can't believe we don't have more female viewers.
All right, Mike, that did it for the news. We're back from our break. You've gone to the little boys' room. Do we have any super chats that you want to get to?
Yes, we do. First off, I want to get to those two that I missed at the end of last week's show.
Thor's piss.
Yeah. One is from Boat Knight, who I already disparaged earlier by insinuating that he was bad at video games. I'm sorry about that. But he asked, boiled egg coated in chocolate, would you eat it? And the answer is absolutely not. I don't even like chocolate that much, let alone on a boiled egg.
I would not. That doesn't sound good. I really like deviled eggs and stuff like that. No thanks. Those are two tastes that really would not go together for me.
Then Oddem0 said, hey friends, how big will Summer Game Fest be this year? We don't know many of the Q3 and Q4 games still. What games are you excited about? I mean, Summer Game Fest is going to be pretty big, right, Jeff?
Summer Game Fest?
Yeah,
I think so.
Not your thing, you narcissist. Yeah.
Well, I mean, my thing's gonna be huge. Yeah. Summer Game Fest should be pretty big. He's right. There's not a lot that has been announced so far, so we should be hearing about a ton of stuff. Yeah, I would imagine it's gonna be pretty huge.
Yeah, but I know you asked last podcast, but we missed it, so I brought it up here.
That's right.
That's how good we are to you. And then so that makes sense. I think game I'm excited for is probably still just Starfield. It's kind of a basic answer, but I'm excited to see what that looks like. All right, and then here's our new question, Jeff, from Iriel Delgado. He says, 6 sleek swans swim swiftly southwards, scissor sizzles, thistle sizzles, a happy hippo hopped and hiccuped. New Tomb Raider, a remake, question mark. I think it's not going to be a remake, Jeff.
What just happened?
He did a tongue twister. I think he thought he could get me, but he didn't realize how good
I did
is.
hear you say scissor though. That's pretty funny.
Well, scissors was one of the words. Scissor sizzles, thistle sizzles.
Yeah. It's a funny word.
But do you think is the new Tomb Raider going to be a remake?
No, it's gonna be a new. It's gonna be a new game. It's time for a new game for them.
Yes, it's in time for a new game. We don't need any more origin stories. I mean, unless like we'll have like elements from like the story of Tomb Raider 2 or something random like that. I don't know, maybe, but probably not. Brett Brigham says, when will we get some big announcements from Microsoft? The replacement event for E3 in June? Question mark.
I don't know when they'll announce that they're doing it, but they do have something in June, and it should be coming up, and it should be pretty big. And I mean, it's gonna just get prepared for a lot of Starfield.
I mean, it's gonna be a Starfield blowout first and foremost, but there will be new things.
There will be new things.
Some reveals of things we haven't heard about in a while, and some updates. And there'll be like Game Pass news, and there'll be excitement.
Yes, absolutely.
Raz Tenda says, found your channel last month. Like these pods/chats. Shout out from Sweden. Thank you, Raz.
Thank you so much.
Bare-chested Bandit says, hyped for Grubhouse Subathon. Congrats, Jeff. Can't wait for the upcoming Ohio in-person content. I'll be able to hit Jeff. That's gonna be great.
Cool. I love to be violenced upon. Actually, you could smack me. I'm fine. They just banned Will Smith from the Academy Award for 10 years. So.
I thought he. Did they? I thought he resigned, but so.
Well, he resigned, but then they just said he's not going to be allowed to show up to any broadcast or whatever for the next 10 years. That just happened. And I'm like,
is he gonna come back in 10 years? It's gonna be this.
It's gonna be a big thing. No, it's gonna be no. They will make such a big deal out of it. It'll be their highest rated one. Yes.
Yep. He'll be the host.
Yeah, he'll get a lifetime achievement award. Yes, absolutely.
What if he just slaps someone again? What if he gets mad again?
Fuck, that would own. God, that would be so sweet.
That'd be so great. Supernova says, what license does Roundhouse Studios work on? Question mark. What is Roundhouse Studios?
I can't never remember. It's one of these ones that I think they acquired. Is that the one that like got acquired with Bethesda? Yes, it was one of those Bethesda ones that it was. Is it formerly Human Head? Human Head turned into Roundhouse. I can't remember. I don't know what they're working on. I honestly don't know. I always mean to check into this, and I never remember.
Human Head. So these are the guys who did. What, Rune 2?
Weren't they the ones
Quiet Man? These guys made the Quiet Man? They made the Quiet Man for Square Enix.
Who was making that couldn't have been Human Head then. Who was going to make Prey 2, the original Prey 2?
Oh, that's interesting. So it wasn't. So these guys made Prey, but they didn't make that original version of Prey 2. Or maybe they did.
Maybe they did. I don't know.
Maybe they did. Because they only have like release games in this development. Oh, canceled Prey 2. Yes,
yeah, okay.
That's them.
They're making Prey 3. Why the hell not?
There we go. Wow. Okay, that was funny. Next one here from Supernova. Oh, that was it. From Veterelli. Even though it's kind of sad to just do sequels and remakes of old games, which old LucasArts/Lucasfilms games would you like to see get a sequel / remake? I would very much like to see a new Maniac Mansion from like Ron Gilbert.
I think you're right about that. I think that will happen.
Yeah, I like Day of the Tentacle is also very, very much beloved game from me. So seeing a new one of those would be fantastic. It'd be great if they can also get Tim Schafer and Double Fine involved. So that's kind of the weird thing there is that there's kind of like duo ownership more so than even with Monkey Island. Because Ron Gilbert did Maniac Mansion, but then Tim Schafer did Day of the Tentacle. Both those games are important and great, and it's like, well, what do you do? Can you get both of them together? Do you just kind of go the Ron Gilbert route? I don't know. But other than that, I don't know. Like a lot of these other adventure game things I think are fine. Like Grim Fandango is one of my favorite games ever. Don't really need a sequel to that. And again, that's more of a Tim Schafer joint. Same thing with, say, Full Throttle. That's some of the other ones. It's like, do we need a Zach McCracken sequel? Probably not. What about some of the other like non-adventure game things? Like what was it? There was a cowboy game that was basic. Was it Outlaws or Desperado? It was basically Dark Forces, but with cowboys. So that was interesting. I have to look, but I am so adventure game focused that's what I think about. Toad Pack Shakur says, have you all changed your minds on watching Halo? Turns out the Mikey has a better body than Master Chief theory is confirmed in episode 3. Well, we already knew that, so no big surprises there. Yeah, everybody's freaking out because we saw Master Chief's ass. Jeff, what do you think about that?
I think I got to see that. I got to see that for myself. Show me that ass. Show me what you're working with.
Yeah, show me that ass.
I don't know. I'm still. I think it's very unlikely I ever end up watching the show. That's where I'm at. Yep.
Ditto, especially since I don't need to see inferior asses. He probably doesn't even show his butthole, the coward.
How dare he?
Yeah. Jeff, that's it for the Super Chats for now. If you guys want to send in some more, we will read them before we are done today. But Jeff, what does the community want to ask us?
Yeah, I will get to that after I run this tissue to my daughter. We'll be right back, everybody.
Somebody was asking for Lord of the Rings earlier. Jeff's back. Oh, he's still talking to his kid. All right.
Hang on. Let's do this. I told her I would do this. Okay, Google, play Vivo on Netflix on dining room TV.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, did you hear me? Okay, Google, play Vivo on Netflix on dining room TV. All right. Okay. Let's see. We are back, and we got a bunch of questions from the community, so let's get into those. Yeah, we got and more coming in right as I say that. All right, let's start here with Turbo Madden, who says, "Hey Jeff, video games Tim the Toolman Taylor, Grubb, and Mike, video games Al Borland Minotti." Real quick, Mike, how do you feel about that? I think that's pretty fair.
Well, that's right. Except Al had that amazing tweet where he's like, "I'm not getting into NFTs," and then he's like, "I'm getting into NFTs."
Listen, the actors for both of these characters, Mike, some issues. All right.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Since Grubb is planning on moving to Ohio, where Minotti is at, are you two gonna do a show set in a studio and turn Game Mess / Last of the Nintendogs into gaming tool time, as it always was destined to be, with Crystal and Daisy as the Game Mess tool time girls? On a side note, Grubb, have you recovered from Richard Karn's betrayal, going from anti-NFTs to pro-NFTs? No, I never will. How dare he? How dare he do that?
Yes,
what if just like I've decided I don't need to do NFTs, and then a couple months later, be like, here are my awful NFTs.
I'm betting somebody offered him a lot of money to make NFTs.
I guess so.
Yeah, so there you go. Yeah.
He was just playing hard to get.
Jeff is still going to be like an hour and a half away from me, so it's not like I'm going to be there for every Nintendogs or GamesBeat Decides or anything like that.
Nope. Yep.
But we will be doing some stuff. We'll probably do like less live stuff and more like maybe YouTube videos. Some live stuff, I'm sure. It's up to Jeff. Jeff's got to make the studio. We got to see what it looks like.
Yeah, I mean that's going to look good. Actually, it's going to be great. There's a lot of room down there in that basement. It's going to be great. It's already finished. It's great. Danger Man Leet has a couple of topics here. UE5 stream was interesting with Crystal Dynamics moving to UE5. Looks like in-house engines are on the decline. Which will the next one to get to the chopping block? Frostbite, especially BioWare, very unlikely to use UE5 for the next Mass Effect. Yeah, Frostbite seems like it's not long for this world, I would imagine.
Sure, right.
I mean, a big part is that it's just like maintaining that code over time. What I've heard is the hardest thing to hire for is not like artists, not like gameplay coders, not programmers. It is people who know how to maintain code that is being actively used. And so at a certain point, you just want to stop hiring those people because you want to stop relying on them. And that means you go rely on a company like Epic, who will maintain it for you. And then you don't have to do the work. They're already slowly pulling back from Frostbite in certain ways. I think that moving all their sports games to Frostbite makes it somewhat less likely that they're going to get rid of it like immediately. But I would imagine we have a future where like it's being used for the sports games and then probably still by DICE for their shooters, and
I was about
that's
to
it.
ask, is there any chance the next Battlefield doesn't use Frostbite?
Probably not. It probably still
that's
uses
their thing.
Frostbite. Yes. I mean, yeah, but like the people who made Frostbite, most of them have left, I think. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see, number 2 from Danger Man. Also on the special announcement of the UE5 stream, I'm the only one salty that a new Unreal tournament on UE5 is not announced. Has Epic abandoned Unreal tournament? Yes, they're making Fortnite, and that's it. That's their shooter. They tried to make that Unreal tournament at the beginning of like Unreal 4,
Right?
and it was never huge. It was always like this weird free to play thing that you could get in the thing you would download when you were gonna get the Unreal Engine to make games, and so yeah.
Damn shit, man! I have good memories of like what Unreal Engine 2007 or something. One of those was super fun.
Yeah, Tom Anderson in chat says it's gonna be Frostbite. Yeah, it is Frostbite. That's absolutely right. 3, that rumored Ubisoft Battle Royale by Tom Henderson, another hero shooter thingy. Wish Overwatch 2. Wish Overwatch 1 support was never dropped, so every man, woman, and their dog would stop hitching onto the hero shooter bandwagon. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's not a lot of alternatives out there, but I mean, at a certain point, hero shooters and like hero-based games make a lot of sense because you want characters to feel have like individualistic personalities because that makes your game more appealing. I mean, Overwatch had heroes too, so it's like, yeah. Let's see. Okay, from Jump Matt, why is Mike so sure the next 3D Mario won't come out this year? Mike, go ahead and answer his question.
They already have a pretty stacked schedule for the rest of the year. I feel like announcing a Mario game and it coming out within 6 months is a pretty fast turnaround for that series, historically, or at least as far back as I can remember.
Well, to that end, he says this is already the biggest stretch between mainline Marios since the gap between Mario 64 and Sunshine, and that was only because Mario 128 was canceled.
Really? I will say it doesn't really feel like that, but I believe, not that I don't believe him, but yeah, but it doesn't feel like that, I think, because we got Bowser's Fury as sort of a tie-in, right?
That's true. That's a good point.
Not really. But yeah, I don't know. I think they're set for this year already. And again, like, why wouldn't you just kind of hold that back up to a year if you wanted to make it a launch game for the Switch too, or for what like ever new hardware? It's not aside from like the Switch portable OLED or whatever it is. Switch Lite OLED. Yeah. They're not. Yeah, you wouldn't necessarily worry about having to have a Mario game launch with that, but. No, I think I'm right. You want to do it? You want to do a poll? Let's ask. Is Mario?
Sure, that's a good idea.
Is a new Mario coming out this year? Yes or no?
Yeah, let me ask this one, then I'll get the poll going. Happy Friday, my beef brethren. Are there any forgotten about or underrated PS1 and PS2 games you are hoping get added to the new PS Plus? I'm personally hoping it includes Fighting Force and Suikoden, and the Suikoden games. Have a good weekend, boys.
Oh, it should have. I mean, yeah, Suikoden is like 1 and 2 are fantastic. They should barely even be underrated anymore. Fighting Force, that game was like a pitch for like a 3D Streets of Rage for Sega that they turned back. If you look at it, you can see how it could possibly have been that. But gosh, there are so many. I'm sure there's a zillion PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 games that are underrated. And what does underrated even mean? It's hard to think of them on the cuff. I guess Jumping Flash 2 counts. I don't even know how popular or not Jumping Flash is anymore.
All right.
I don't know if that's underrated enough.
So I phrased the question, is the next Mario more likely to come out this year or come out as a Switch 2 launch game? So
there we go. Let's see what the people say.
And I'm not allowed to vote in it.
They should just put Bubsy 3D on there. I actually want to play Bubsy 3D again. I own that game. It's been so long. I want to see just how bad it is.
I say it every week, but put Flipnick from PS2 on there. It's that like world exploring pinball game, and it has triple paddle in it, which is like the best PlayStation.
What's that PlayStation 2 game where you're a fly, Mr. Mosquito? Mr. Mosquito should be on there. Guitaro Man, stuff like that. There's a zillion.
The weird games.
One of like the crazy kind of fun things about PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 is just that they had giant game libraries, right? Like ridiculously big. So it's just fun to just throw as much stuff on there as you possibly can. All
right, now everyone's voting for you. So to help flesh this out, the reason I think it might come out this year or even next year.
So to cheat and to try to
to give though like some reasoning is, wouldn't you want to sell the Mario game you've been working on for years and years and years to as many Switch owners as possible and give them no reason to hesitate? And wouldn't they be more likely to do that if they're not struggling to buy the Switch 2? It'll sell over time on the Switch too. But I think you did all this work just to put 120 million or whatever Switch systems in the world. Wouldn't you want to sell to all 120 million? And so I still think I think you're probably right, Mike. But that would be my reasoning.
It would be exactly like with the first Mario Odyssey. Even if there aren't,
you're not wrong.
Million Switch 2s out at first, everybody who gets Switch 2 will buy this game eventually.
You're right. Okay, from Casual, Dear Mike, 180 tighty whities Minotti, and Jeff.
I used to have a tighty whitey problem it took me a long time to realize, I should wear boxers now. Now, when I say a while, to be clear, I've been wearing boxers for over 10 years now. I just mean for too long I was still wearing the tighty whitey.
It is very strange to phrase it as a problem, like it was something you were addicted to.
Well, I shouldn't have. I just didn't know. I just this is underwear. That's what you wear. I didn't realize that I didn't have to wear Fruit of the Loom tighty whiteys anymore.
And then Jeff Proto Wario Grubb, that's fair. How are you? This question is mainly for Mike, but I'd love to hear Jeff's take on it. I'm someone who is A, very big into food and the work that goes into it. 2, mildly amused by the Disney brand, and 3, big into theme parks. All of this is to ask Mike if he could share a bit about the restaurants at Disney World. Yes, he definitely could. About Disney World Land. Which one is his favorite? What they serve, etc. Love you and all that you do. P.S. I can't believe that didn't pop out once during the Kirby-centric episode, so I'm taking my shot now. Waddle Dee's nuts. I feel like that did happen. I feel like someone did say that, but fair enough.
Yeah. This is a dangerous topic because I can go on and on about this. Disney World, one of my favorite restaurants, and Epcot has a million great restaurants and food stands because it has all those different countries and whatnot. But they actually have Via Napoli is this pizza place in the Italy pavilion, and they have these giant wood-fired pizzas, and it's that Napoleon style pizza. It is very good. I like that a lot. There's this newish restaurant called Topolino's. Nice, Jeff. At the top of the new Riviera Resort that does a kind of Mediterranean menu. So it's a lot of French and Italian food. They have a lot of really good homemade pastas that taste fantastic there. Narcoossee's is over at the Grand Floridian. That's a great place for seafood. I can go on and on about this, but I can see I am losing Jeff's attention. Last thing I'll say is in Disneyland, the restaurants aren't as good, but the snacks are incredible. Get a corn dog at the red corn dog cart at the end of Main Street.
Ooh, I love corn dogs.
Get some Mickey-shaped beignets at the Mint Julep Bar in New Orleans Square there.
From Bench JC. Mike, Jeff is moving close to you probably. And, hopefully you have a housewarming gift in mind. Yeah, hopefully he does. I don't know if you follow those common courtesies. He probably doesn't. Who could tell with you? This is just a reminder to start thinking about one. That was very thoughtful.
Wow.
Thank you, Bench JC.
Yeah. Maybe I won't hit him quite as hard the first time I see him.
Delta Prime 84. Hey, Jeff, could you please politely ask SCS Software what is going on with the Heart of Russia expansion for Euro Truck Sim 2? It was very close to release before the Russian invasion of Ukraine. However, SCS has gone completely radio silent on the Russian expansion instead of making some sort of statement about the expansion release plans. I completely understand if they would rather shelve the expansion for the time being, but it's just annoying to not be told if it is or if it isn't still getting released. Personally, I'd love to see the expansion get released and proceeds go to charity, like with Fortnite's new update. Yeah, I mean, they probably couldn't give all their proceeds. They got to pay their bills, unlike Epic, who could just pay their bills with what they made last month. But they could probably split some of those proceeds, right?
Epic's rich now. They don't have to pay bills anymore, right?
I think that's how, at a certain point, I assume that's how it works.
Right.
We'll see what we can get out of them. That's probably fair to do an update on that. The answer probably is, no, go ahead.
I was trying to say my housewarming gift for you should be an Ethernet cable. It's pretty good.
Listen, I'm gonna set it up with this wired thing. Shut up. Blackheart Vinyl. Sony doesn't get enough shit for closing the servers on their multiplayer games early. In the wake of PS3 games coming back, I was thinking about how many of their PS3 games have closed servers. Meanwhile, you could still play most 360 multiplayer games now without problem. I'd give a go to Calling All Cars, Fat Princess, Mag, Starhawk, Twisted Metal. Yeah, I'm like, most of those games, Starhawk is probably the only one I would actually want to play. But this is not me. But Calling All Cars, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about Calling All Cars.
I'll be okay.
Yeah,
I'll be okay. They tried to make Fat Princess a thing for a bit there, man.
Yep.
But, yeah,
I never quite got, because even at the time it was like, I guess they're like, oh, it's just a fat princess. There's no joke here. That's just a character. We're not fat shaming or anything like that. But I was always like, Is it a joke though? Because it feels like you're trying to skirt around it. I don't know, but whatever. They said, and now they're closing Everybody's Golf 2. That's PS4. This is not really a question, just a rant. Yeah, I mean, if they bring back like Starhawk and Twisted Metal and Mag, and they're probably not gonna bring back Mag.
They're bringing back Twisted Metal out of those, and that's it.
Yeah, and it's like they might turn the servers back on for Twisted Metal, and that's it as well. Excuse me. Velocity Prime 1. Hail and well met, Beef and Cheddar Boys. My birthday was this weekend. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And before it was delayed, Advance Wars was going to be the game I either picked up or requested as a gift. Do you have any strong associations with games released around your birthday, either as a gift or something you got on your own? Every year it seems like something that's coming around out around my birthday, because my birthday is at the end of the fiscal quarter on March 22nd. So I was like, yeah, usually something happens, but now I can't remember any of them. So clearly I don't have a strong association.
Yeah, my birthday's in early December, so have been a lot of games that have come out around there over the year, so much so that I don't really associate one with it. Even though, like, I know Smash Brothers Melee must have come out pretty close to my birthday, but I still don't really even associate that with my birthday.
Didn't Smash Brothers Ultimate come out like around your birthday too?
Maybe, but that one I would have gotten a code for like earlier anyways.
Fair.
I think that's right. But like again, it's not. Yeah, I don't really associate them with my birthday. It's weird. Like the one game I remember getting as a birthday gift was All Real Monsters for the Sega Genesis, because I remember asking for that, and we had my birthday dinner at Pizza Hut. And there's, it's like that 90s Pizza Hut vibe, and I'm there with my stuffed crust pizza, and that like kind of opaque but clear red glass filled with Coca-Cola.
Maybe in the studio, we should maybe have like a small corner of my studio that has one of those Pizza Hut chandeliers.
Yes,
and a little table,
it's gotta be very dark,
and the red Coke, cups. God, that stuff's so good.
Checkerboard tablecloth.
My wife worked at a Pizza Hut for a while. Well, not in the nice. It was a little bit.
No wonder she's a keeper.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see, from Epic Turbo World. Totally selfish question this week. With E3, I knew what days to take off work as a mini staycation. When do you think we will start getting announcements for dates for events? I need at least 3 weeks notice for and for the time off in June. Probably more than that. It's probably not going to work that nicely. I mean, I think Jeff Keighley will probably say that like the Summer Game Fest event is happening this day, but whether all the other events will take place on days right around that, I think it's still up in the air. I think there's no real way to know, but I don't know. I would just hold out and hope that Jeff Keighley announces something soon. In the meantime, I'll try to keep stuff updated on the Game Mess as best I can. From Hosp, Jeff, I had fun with Spin Tires and then absolutely loved the changes for SnowRunner. With development deep into year 2, the year 2 pass of the DLC, where would you like to see the series go with the next release? Deserts, jungles, or just a single huge open world seems the most obvious jump to me. Yeah, that's what I want. I think that they're kind of sticking to, like, the game starts with Michigan and then you go up to like Alaska and stuff like that. That was the, Snow Tires, SnowRunner. But even like, I still like, and they probably would have trouble doing this right now, but in a future like that, like Soviet style of like, we're in like the muddy back ends of Russia that no one's ever been to before, and we're trying to build it out. I like those settings fine. What they need to do is make it more persistent and sort of make it like you are working towards big world goals and not like small goals, so that if you play with your friends, basically you just have a persistent world where you are logging in over a matter of weeks trying to build up this world, and if a truck gets stuck, it's just stuck there until someone goes to get it, and your friends can do that. Like if you stop playing and leave your truck there, you'd be like, hey, I abandoned a truck, I couldn't get it out, you have the truck that's good for getting this out, when you get on later, could you help me get it out? I think that they need to focus on that multiplayer side of things and not make it sort of this like session based, we're going to do like this one goal and then the session's over sort of thing. I think the multiplayer side could really be fleshed out. From Turbo Bama. Do you think Sony metaphorically blew their load too early by giving away all of the best PS4 first-party titles for anyone who has a PS5 with PS Plus? I feel like that would have been a great value to give the premium tier of the new PS Plus. So what you're talking about is that PS Plus collection, which anyone who subscribes to PS Plus gets these, what is it, like 20 games or something like that?
Yeah, it's like a lot of the best.
It's basically all of the best exclusive PS4 games. I mean, I don't know, blew their load. That was, at the end of the day, they just want to get people subscribed to PS Plus and move people up. You're right, it probably would have been a good thing to put in the top tier, but excuse me, I think it should be something that they can get over by releasing more new games all the time and eventually adding the new games they put on PS5 into those top tiers. Visualizer. Jeff, do you remember the intro music to 1080 Snowboarding? If so, do you have any idea what the lyrics are to that song that plays? 20 plus years to this day, and I still am clueless as to what he's actually trying to scream out during the intro / title sequence. I kind of remember it, but I don't know the lyrics to songs that I like sing now. I'm like really bad at that. So, I'll say that I don't really know what they were saying, and I would play it. But the last time I played music, I destroyed Mike's brain and the entire podcast.
Well, to be clear, it was a Toad version of a Lady Gaga song. Is that right? Chandelier. Who sings that?
It was a Sia song. Sia.
Sia. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let me see. So
Daytona. Let's go!
Mike, you're missing out on these videos. All right, here's a 1080 snowboarding intro song with lyrics. So let's just get the answer right now. Let me see if it's gonna play. If you guys can hear it. Nope. Let me do it real quick. ONG speakers music. All right, so I'm gonna turn down the volume first, and then
please.
All right, now I'm going to turn up a little bit. Watch out! All right, so that was just power. Okay, I think this person might just be hooligan. Power is it? Yeah, this person, Kabuto Kai, Nikki, am I in your way? Let me sing Enema. Yeah, this person's just making up lyrics. This is great. Feeling mama drama if you rock on bells. Meow. Ho, ho, ho.
Feeling mama drama.
Ho, ho, ho.
Feeling mama drama.
Hooligan. Ho, ho, ho.
Hooligan.
Powers it. All right.
Powers it.
All right. That's, so I think that answered your question, and you're very welcome. Okay. From Ogto. Hey, Jeff and Mike. So why did Sony announce the revamped PS Plus tiers when there was still plenty of time left and what they said wasn't very exciting? Either they saw the leaks and thought, let's just call the rumors, or they're planning another media blitz before launch. Why announce it if you're not going to give more solid details or at least a snazzy video?
It's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, I think this was always their plan. Like, I think this was like kind of, it seemed like they were going to do this. I don't know why they didn't have like a sizzle reel. You're right. It does seem weird. I mean, he says that like he's hoping that they're going to have more to announce soon and like maybe emulation, like better emulation stuff and stuff like that. But I think what they've announced for the most part is what they're going to deliver. And the stuff we have to wait for is just what games they're going to be. Also, at a certain point, like they probably are like, hey, we are going to be making changes to the way people buy things and what you can buy to get into these tiers. And we want to give people forewarning so they know what to be spending their money on. And so they don't feel like the rug got pulled out from underneath them. So that's a big part of it too. This is just like public relations. Dr. TurboSus, what game have you purchased and never played? I got a couple, Mike. How about you? You got anything that on your shelf that you've never played?
I mean, on Steam, like that's almost cheating, though. I feel like it should be something like I bought physically. Gosh, I want to think. I need to think. God, I have Skullgirls I'm looking at right here on my Steam. I know I've got that.
I didn't buy it, but it came with the review copy or the review system for the Switch. 1-2 Switch. I don't think I ever really played. I don't even know if I ever actually put it in there.
I think I bought Tales of Xillia. There's one of like the weird like PlayStation 3 era Tales games that I bought and never actually played.
Let's see. From Winnie, any chance of a Squadrons follow-up, or will it be another 20 years before we get another Star Wars dogfighter? I don't know. That game seemed like it did pretty okay for what it was, but I don't know if EA has.
It didn't make much noise though.
And I
liked it.
Criterion made that, and they are making that Need for Speed game now. So it's like they're clearly not working on it right now. The one set in the bottom
of the ocean.
What's that?
The one set in the bottom of the ocean. Oh wait, I wasn't supposed to say that.
Yes, that's right, Mike. You blew it. You told everybody. It's in the Lost City of Atlantis.
Jeff, you thought that this bit was bad and you don't like it, and now you're trying to play into it to make me feel better.
I'm going to be moving close. I don't want you to hit me hard.
You're getting hit pretty hard.
All right. This is from Tune In Live tonight at twitch.tv/Jeff Grubb to watch Benji win at Mario Party. Bop. Wow.
Is that who won his way into the game? Benji Bop?
Benji Bop. Yep.
Nice.
Yep. And he's going to be our fourth tonight. Happy Friday, Jeff. Thanks for bringing my attention to that Damon Zex exists, Grubb. And Mike has the tendency to brood, therefore, broodable, Minotti.
Wow. Okay.
Broody, because brood.
Blind step in.
Yeah, blinds and brood is also like it relates to that because
that's right.
Yeah, you create a brood as you breed, so that's basically the same thing.
Criterion didn't make Squadrons. Motive did.
Motive did? Didn't Criterion work on it?
Maybe Criterion worked on it.
I feel like Criterion worked on the VR dogfighter game that was in Battlefront 2, I think, or something like that.
Yeah. Well, didn't Motive make the single player campaign for Battlefront 2?
Yeah, I thought
it's hard to keep track.
It's hard to keep track. Whatever.
I'm gonna look it up now because now I'm like back on your side. Who the hell made Star Wars Squadron? I know Mitch Dyer like wrote it. I remember that.
Yeah. So Motive definitely worked on it too. Then
Star Wars Squadrons is developed by Motive. Okay, yeah, Motive was the main studio there, huh?
That sounds right. That definitely sounds right for like the
Let's
main.
see if Criterion helped.
While he's doing that, he says, "In honor of the Masters this week."
Criterion brings up nothing.
Okay, fair enough. In honor of the Masters this week, what are some video game traditions of yours that never get old? For me, it's always replaying Pokemon Emerald and Halo. Thanks as always. Have a great weekend. Yeah, I can go back and play SimCity for Super Nintendo right now and have like that be what I play all night. So, yeah.
I don't. Tradition to me means there's something like routine like about it, or like
sure,
yeah. Because of
I play Donkey Kong Country on Thanksgiving. There's a tradition. That's what I do.
See, I don't even know if I do that, so I don't know if I really have like a tradition per se. I wish I could say like I play Christmas nights every single Christmas, but that's a lie.
Keywork says, as Ohioans, which I suppose is fair now, what would y'all say are the best regional places to eat? Me and my girlfriend visit from Florida quite a bit due to being coaster enthusiusts and have been introduced to Swenson's, Melt, Skyline, and Quaker Steak and Lube. Any other suggestions? We used to go to Quaker Steak all the time in Columbus.
Well, there's one. We used to go all the time when it was like a 30-minute drive. Then they opened one in my town. We go way less.
Yeah, so I was hang on real quick. PS May 23rd is eShop Day. If you want to be innocent, remember to make your purchases soon. Right, okay. Yeah, eShop's going to be closed for the 3DS.
Yes, Swenson's is like an amazing burger place, and they it's so funny because it used to be like only in Cleveland. It was this big deal, and now they're opening one incredibly close to me. It's gone from being like very far away to literally being the closest burger place to me aside from Burger King, I think. So yes, so that's exciting. But it's not even really a chain, but especially in the Youngstown area, there's just a zillion like greasy spoon Italian joints that are incredible. Just like it's like this genre of restaurant where they just mix bar food with cavatelli, and it's the best thing in the world. Just cover everything in red sauce and cheese. It's good.
Yeah, I'm out of date, so like I was gonna say stuff that you already mentioned. So Melt and
Melt's very good.
Quaker Steak, I guess. Yeah, I love Quaker Steak.
Winking Lizard's fun, but I don't know how many more of those are mostly around the Cleveland area.
There was a Winking Lizard in my friends worked at the Winking Lizard in Columbus, so.
They have a giant draft list, and they have the best barbecue sauce in the world. I always buy like 3 bottles of it when I leave. Yeah. They put poppy seeds in the barbecue sauce or something interesting.
So it's that sweet heroin.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes, it's good. I like the drugs that are in it.
From VJ Incoming. Jeff, I hope one of these days when you do the whole type something in Slack and get Mike to react live things, you just type send nudes to see how he reacts. All right, I will file that away. I'll do that eventually.
There you go. Yes. Send incriminating stuff on the company Slack.
Yep. King is overrated asks, when we haven't heard from PlayStation PC reports, Uncharted. Wait. We haven't heard from PlayStation PC reports since Uncharted was announced, but no date released, and it's almost halfway through the year. Is there anything else coming this year? If there is something coming, what could it be? Like, I wonder. I mean.
Is Ghost of Tsushima on PC yet?
No, like that seems like it should be next. But Spider-Man, I know you don't. I know you're like still think that's weird, but I mean,
yeah, it's just a bit more complicated. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't heard anything this year. Did those Uncharted ones ever actually come to PC? Because it was like they were supposed to, and I think it got delayed, didn't it?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Like, could I go on Steam right now, go to the store, and let it load for a second, and then type in Uncharted? And then
I wouldn't have cared normally, but now I'm like, I can play Uncharted games on my, the Legacy of Thieves collection.
Is 2022 and it's not out yet.
So I just man, that's gonna be sweet though when I can play Uncharted 2 on my Steam Deck. That's gonna be good times. Oh baby.
From Nick Turbo with the final one here. Will the emulators for the new PS Plus be better than?
Well, wait a second. No, I can't. The Legacy of Thieves collection is just Uncharted 4 and thing. Is the Nathan Drake collection coming to PC or is
I don't
it
think they ever
already on
said.
PC? Oh, come on.
No, I don't think
Sorry.
so. But you could play it. You could play it on your Steam Deck, Mike.
Wow.
Will the emulators for the new PS Plus be better than on the PlayStation Classic? Will we get 60 hertz again? Also, Atomic Heart is a Russian studio. Will it still? It's from a Russian studio. Will it still come out this year? I don't know. It's tough to say what the chances are for that. I would assume that with PS Plus, they are at least doing the work to ensure that if you are in a you hopefully you get the choice. At worst, and at best, everyone gets the 60 hertz version, right? Because these days everyone has a 60 hertz TV. So.
I mean, again, I'm not an expert, but it seems like the PlayStation 1 like emulator on the Vita was really good, and that was like the same one PlayStation 3 had, I assume.
Right. So I bet that's what they ended up using, right? And the problem wasn't the emulators on the. Well, maybe it was a little bit on the PS Classic.
But yeah,
they just included
version.
Yeah, they included the PAL versions, which is just wild.
Bizarre.
Yeah, Jim Ryan's just
like
that's what I grew up on.
Just didn't know, or so yeah, exactly. Jim Ryan's like, oh, we like it 40 hertz or whatever the hell that was.
Yeah,
wrong.
Okay, we're all caught up in the questions except for maybe some super chats. Mike, what do you think?
Do got some more super chats from Sick Jake. With all the new Star Trek out, anyone making a new Trek game? You know, they actually announced a game based off that Nickelodeon cartoon show yesterday. So I mean, it'll be a kids game. That's Star Trek Prodigy. So I don't know anything about it. That got announced. Oh, and Telltale, or is it that studio that's made of the Telltale like X people? One of them's making that Star Trek game, right? That got announced. I didn't just imagine that.
No, I think so. That sounds right. Yeah, I forgot about it until you just brought it up, though.
Yeah, that's a real thing. That's actually happening.
That is happening.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's plenty of Star Trek stuff coming. I don't know if it's going to look like the big AAA Star Trek game of our dreams necessarily. I think that the Telltale style makes a lot of sense for Star Trek, though.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. RDX Son of a Fett says Xbox beat PlayStation 5 and Switch in March. Do we know that yet? MPD's not out yet, right?
MPD is not out till much later this month, but it could be in some other territories. But I mean, it seems likely just based on the availability of the Xboxes compared to the PlayStations. So.
Yeah, we know that PlayStation's having worse supply issues, right?
Right, very much so.
Boat Knight says, have you ever seen the weird as fuck Maniac Mansion TV show loosely based on Maniac Mansion? It was Canadian and Eugene Levy made it. I had always heard about this and was really interested in it. Apparently, yeah, it was very strange. I don't know if you ever heard about this, Jeff, but yeah, they made a Maniac Mansion like sitcom.
Like live action?
Live action, like way back in the early 90s-ish.
Weird.
Pretty weird. Very loosely based on the original Maniac Mansion. Like Fred Edison is in it, but it's, like the family's there. But I have no idea what an episode of this show is like. King is overrated says, since Breath of the Wild sequel is not coming until 2023, what's the likelihood of Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD coming out this year in its place? We think that it's pretty high, right, Jeff?
Yes, we do. I think it's very likely that they were holding off for this very specific circumstance where Zelda comes out, or Breath of the Wild 2 comes out next year. There's still going to be a Zelda thing this year, and it's going to be that.
Jeff, that poll ended, by the way. This is maybe one of my greatest victories over you ever, with 82% thinking that the next Mario is more likely to come out as a Switch 2 launch game, with only 17% thinking it'll come out this year.
Mm-hmm. And 1% just lost to the ether. Yeah, it's. I think this is completely fair. It's definitely wishful thinking more than anything else that we'll get something like that this year. But I am not of the opinion. I don't want to share your opinion that this year is like set for them in a way like, oh, they have a ton of stuff. They have a ton of stuff. At E3, they will still announce a big game coming out this holiday. If it's not Mario, it'll be something else.
See, I forgot that Fire Emblem. That Fire Emblem Muso game is also coming out this year until there's like new screenshots posted today. I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing.
About that too, actually. So maybe not. Maybe they won't have anything. Maybe that's their big thing.
That's their big thing, yeah. Supernova says, where did Kojima move from his previous studio? Is this an indication of an acquisition? Does Jeff Keighley know about it? Did Kojima move?
I don't. They did open new studios, right? I don't know the details. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. X Atticus says, what game, past/present, would you like to see on Unreal Engine 5? I definitely kind of said, like, I don't really care that much about like moving a game to an engine or what difference that really makes. I'll say Anthem. They should re-release Anthem. They should remake it Unreal Engine 5 and see if it runs better.
That would unlock all the fun right there. That's what it needed.
Yeah, then it'll be good.
Actually, honestly, if it was on Unreal instead of Frostbite, it actually seriously would have had a chance because they would have been able to make content faster.
Right. I mean, that was one of the games where I was like, man, I have like a pretty good computer, and this game is just not running very well on it, and I'm very frustrated and mad. Remake Andromeda, says Nick Derby. Remake Mass Effect Andromeda. Someday I'll play Mass Effect Andromeda just to see.
I don't like it.
All right. That's it for the super chats. We are, in fact, caught up. Guys, you can still get them in, and we will read them before we end here, which might be coming up soon. Relatively short episode for GamesBeat Decides this week, Jeff.
Yeah, it goes that way sometimes. I'm okay with that. It's there wasn't much news to talk about this week. We kind of just we rammed through that, and then we had about the same amount of questions as we normally do, except for there's actually slightly fewer questions in the from the Discord this week. But I bet as we get new blood in from YouTube, that'll change.
That's right, that new YouTube blood.
Yeah, so we'll see about that. So I mean, Mike, I've mostly still been playing Tunic. I did actually start that Star Wars, Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, though.
Oh, part of me wants to just get that and play it. But I always get those games and I'm like excited and I kind of have fun for a bit, but they are ultimately kids games. And I know I just complain about people calling things kiddie. It's just not what I mean. It's just, right. There's a simplicity to it and it never really amps up. Like even Kirby and Forgotten Land amps up, right? And like has hard stuff kind of towards the end. It's like this very plateauy difficulty curve in those Lego games, right? Where it's kind of there's always that same thing.
It's tourism, right? It's gaming as tourism. Yeah. It is. You are gonna go sightseeing, and you're gonna, and the sites you're gonna see are various references to Star Wars that you really like. And guess what? It's very good at that. It's very good at showing you fun little glimpses of the Star Wars universe that you mostly saw in the movies, and sometimes it'll show slightly different angles of that stuff. And it's all like, I mean, actually running around Mos Espa as Qui-Gon Jinn, it's all done through this abstract Lego veneer, but it still works really well in terms of like, I feel like I'm there and I'm running around and I'm seeing all this fun stuff and I'm doing these puzzles. But you're right, it is not challenging in the way that we are accustomed to games being, and that's kind of the thing that would keep me coming back. This is mostly like, okay, this is pleasant at best for me. I know a lot of people are really enjoying this game, and I'm happy for them. It's just not necessarily going to win me over in that way, other than to say what it's going for, it does very well. I kind of wish I could I don't know. I don't want to miss anything, but also I wish I could just like fast forward through it as well, where it's like, yeah, just show me the stuff really quickly. But at the same time, half the fun is just leisurely walking around as these characters finding stuff and finding little things in the world. And I would imagine that if you do have a kid that is of the right age that you could play with, it probably does increase in fun quite significantly. And being able to like, if there's like, I don't know how the multiplayer works, but if it's like drop in, drop out, where it's like, okay, you take over for a while, I'm gonna go make us dinner, and then I'll come back and we'll eat, and then we'll keep playing later. And if you could kind of do all that stuff, then yeah, it's great. But playing on the Steam Deck, I'm mostly just like, okay, this is pretty fun and it's pleasant and inoffensive. But yeah, your assessment mostly is still accurate though.
Yeah, I tell you, you talk about Qui-Gon walking around Mos Espa, made me nostalgic for the Phantom Menace PlayStation 1/PC game.
Yeah,
which was mostly a bad third-person action game, but the Tatooine section turned into like a Grim Fandango-esque adventure game for a little bit, and I liked that a lot. Yeah, I guess I just, especially because there's so much more hype around this one. It's like maybe it'll be more, and I know it's like a lot more open worldy, but I don't know.
And it's like the cameras behind the back, third person action adventure stuff. It does make it feel a little bit more kinetic. It definitely does, but it's not. Yeah, it's the DNA of those games hasn't changed or anything like that.
I would like to watch you play the episode 9 levels though. That would be funny.
I might stop before I get there.
maybe that's part of the problem, because you can like play any of them in what order, so there's no like difficulty curve, right? They all have to be kind of same.
Right. Yes, exactly. Yes, they are not trying to like create a natural progression of difficulty, because that it is meant to be pick and choose your fun, and we're gonna serve it up on a plate. Like it's going to a restaurant and picking stuff off a menu where it's like, yeah, this is all about all the same level of difficulty to your palate. Like absolutely, yeah.
But even so, I still kind of like want to play it. I still kind of want to check it out. I don't know. I kind of like.
It's not a full price. Like I think like you can get it for like $50, right? Like it's like instead of 60.
Yeah,
so
that's though.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's so many things I should do. I probably should try to play Tunic more. I know I got kind of frustrated last time. I'm actually still only like halfway through Tales of Arise. I still need to go play Guardians of the Galaxy. I said I would play Cyberpunk, and then Elden Ring came out, and I just kind of forgot about Cyberpunk, and now feel less motivated to do the whole Cyberpunk thing, really. So I don't know.
Chat's going to correct us real quick and say you can only start the first episode of each trilogy, and then you have to progress through that. So maybe there is some progression.
Good.
I'm still on episode 1, so I would not know the answer to that. Thank you, Chat, for that correction.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm glad you corrected me on that. That actually is a pretty good. That seems like a good way of doing it.
Right, yeah. Because, like, who would start with, like, a middle episode? You would want to start with the beginning of the trilogy.
Weird. Well, you, to be clear, would absolutely just want to play episode 8.
Well, I like 7, too. I'll play 7 and then 8. But I'm
7. Yeah,
but then the story
we should
stops.
just come together and celebrate the fact that we both like episode 7 instead of always fighting
like 7
about
a lot, yes.
these other movies.
Yep.
I don't even know why we fight about 9. I also don't like 9. You just really dislike 9 to the point where I feel like I need to defend it or something.
I mean, it's irredeemable trash. It absolutely it is the most cowardly movie ever made.
The most cowardly movie.
Absolutely.
I wonder what would be. What's the second most cowardly?
I don't know. There's nothing even close. It's trash. It's garbage on shit.
Speaking of movies, can you believe a new Harry Potter movie is coming out like next week? Does anyone care about that?
Wait, there is?
Yeah, the crimes of that's the second one.
Yeah,
something of Dumbledore, the fucks of Dumbledore,
the fucks of Dumbledore, right? Yeah,
the secrets of Dumbledore. Dumbledore's got secrets.
Dumb fucks
find out what they are in the movie. By the way,
as a true says, I love 9 a lot. I'm sorry, apology accepted. I don't know. Watch it again. Eventually, you'll hate it. I promise. All right, let's I think we can wrap up, Mike, unless you've been you want to. I mean, we talked about Monkey Island 1 and 2 a lot throughout this episode, but any like sort of final thoughts?
They're very good still. It's almost like in some ways it's nice now that I know most of the puzzles. It's still funny because I still will forget things and I'll get stuck. Those remakes or / remasters are great though, because you can play the original graphics, but you still have that hint button. So there's always gonna be 2 times where I'm like, I forget what to do. And instead of Googling on GameFAQs now, I can just push H and it'll tell me what to do. And then I go and do it. And I'm happy. Games look great. The music in those games is just so fantastic. I've been listening to those soundtracks again, even when I'm not playing now. Excited to beat 2 tonight. What time are we starting? Give me a time right now when I need to be ready for Mario Party.
I think let's say 8:30 Mountain Time. So that'd be 10:30 your time. Yes, is that okay? Is that too late?
That is fantastic. No, it's great.
Okay. Great, fantastic. All right. So everybody, starting around like 8-ish, 8:30, we'll get set up and stuff like that. Mikey will come over from his stream. So like this evening, like after like work hours, if you want to catch up, Mike's gonna be playing Monkey Island on his stream. We're gonna go right into Super Mario Party, and then for the rest of the night, I'll be playing games. Trying to do a subathon, trying to raise a little bit of money for the big move. And for setting up the studio, anything extra will go towards the studio. So yeah, this will be nice.
Yes, I need extra lights. I need a makeup desk so I can look real good and pretty.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. All right.
Massagers.
Yes, we'll definitely have interns on.
Wait, we'll just get some Amigos and we'll use those as our foot massagers. They'll probably be cheaper.
All right, Mikey, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter at Tokoto. Also find me on twitch.tv/Tokoto. We are working our way through these Monkey Island games. We'll probably beat Monkey Island 2 tonight. And then we can start some Curse of Monkey Island soon. 90s Disney, my 90s Disney podcast at 90sdisney.com. And don't forget, we'll be back on Tuesday for Last of the Nintendogs.
I did mean Superstars, Mario Party Superstars. I'm an old man.
Oh,
I get confused easily.
We play.
Yeah.
The boomer Mario Party.
Yeah, the good one. Things were better back in my day, Mario Party.
Yeah, imagine that.
All right, I'm Jeff Grubb on Twitter and on Twitch. So look out for that tonight. Twitch.tv/Jeff Grubb to watch one of us probably beat Mike in Mario Party. We'll see.
Probably.
And then Stranger of Paradise will be one of the other main games I'm gonna be playing, and then we'll see from there. Show up for Nintendogs on Tuesday on this channel. If you are listening to the podcast version, just go take your podcast app, just type in Last of the Nintendogs, and you'll find us there. That show's been growing pretty quickly as well, so it's been nice. I'll say this show's also every week, it gets a little bit bigger, and it's been doing that consistently for the last year, Mike. One place that we are biggest, what do you think is our biggest, according to Anchor, which is the service we use, The biggest country that is non-English speaking. Who do you think it is?
Non-English speaking country. Is it Argentina? That's Christian told all of his friends?
It's Ukraine. And it's Kyiv City is where it was biggest.
Aww,
and
oh
so,
my God.
So anybody listening who is from Ukraine, if you're not in Kyiv anymore, wherever, shout out to you. Thank you so much for listening.
Please be safe.
Please be safe. I was like very heartened to see that and be like, oh man, that's nice to have that audience because we really feel for you.
Yes, we love you. We love Ukraine. I almost said like Liu Kang.
Well, we love Liu Kang as well. That's fair. You don't have to hesitate there. I don't know. I don't know. Any other plans this weekend, Mike? Anything else you're doing?
I think it's going to be relatively chill. Thank God.
All right. We'll see you all next time. Have a good one. Take care of yourself and goodbye.
Bye.